Hello and welcome to the Pod of the Damned. I'm your host Ian. Joining me this week is my co-host Nico. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I thought you were. There was like a millisecond delay there, and I thought you were putting it on just to fuck with me, you
I was
dick.
trying to. I was
I,
turning my head
I
weird and
fucking knew
everything.
you would. I fucking knew you would. You dick. Anyways,
We had technical difficulties before this. That's
we
why I'm sorry.
we did, and that's why if you're watching the video of this, it's maybe doesn't quite look right. It doesn't look particularly incredible, but we're gonna roll with it because this is how things are just gonna have to go today. But it is just the two of us today. Candy is away on a trip, so it's back to just your original duo of me and Nico. Candy will be back for next week's episode, which we will reveal. We'll reveal the topic of at the end of this episode. What you been up to, Nico? What's been going on with you this week since our last episode?
Not a lot. How about you?
Not much, just working away. But I started yesterday the new Fallout series.
Me too. How
I'm
far are you into it?
I've just before we came onto this call, I just started the third episode. So I'm still right at the very beginning. I've only done two episodes, and I've just started the third. But I don't know.
Okay. I think I'm on the third or fourth one.
What's your thoughts so far?
I'm liking it so far, but I don't know why. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It like everything in it. I'm not really like this, but at the end of every episode so far, I've been like, I quite like this.
I'm really just there for the soundtrack, to be honest. but
The soundtrack is good.
But anyways, I'm sure we'll watch the rest of it and enjoy it. But anyways, we are a horror podcast that deep dives into a different topic every single week in our quest to create a leaderboard of the best and worst horror movies of all time. This is episode number 108, and in today's show we're talking about the 2014 New Zealand-based horror comedy Housebound. Before we get into that, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you would like to support this podcast across our social media platforms, if you would like us to read out your thoughts and interactions with us, go to us, follow us on X at Damn Podcast. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Pod of the Damned. You can email us at podofthedamned@gmail.com, and you can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/Pod of the Damned. Since we recorded last week's episode, we put the votes out there for the first of our non-horror reviews. Which we've been sort of threatening to do for a while, and we've sort of kept putting on the back burner, but we put the votes out there, so each one of us, myself, Nico, and Candy, picked a different non-horror movie to review, exclusively for our Patreon subscribers. Nico, you picked... What did you pick again? You were Dune, right?
Well, that didn't win then.
No, you were Dune. You were Dune, Candy picked...
What did you pick again? Because I know what we're going to be doing. What did you pick again?
I picked Toy Story.
Oh, so we're probably doing Toy Story.
And Candy picked Pink Flamingos, which a definite wide range of movies there. Unfortunately, no, I didn't win. We're going to be reviewing Pink Flamingos for our first non-horror review for Patreon. So once Candy gets back next week, we're going to organise the recording of that, and hopefully we'll be able to bring that to our Patreon subscribers very soon. Don't forget that address again is patreon.com/Pod of the Damned. £1 is all it costs to subscribe to us there. So yeah, go there, get early access to these episodes, the video recordings of these episodes, and some non-horror reviews, and we're going to kick it off with Pink Flamingos. So an interesting one.
Aye. I've not seen that in years.
Anyways, today we're talking about Housebound. Nico, this was my pick. This was my pick a movie.
Yeah.
But this is a movie, I'll get into it deeper, but it's a movie I've been a fan of for quite some time since its release. It's a movie I sort of stumbled across. I didn't really know what I was watching. You know, like you have those days where you want to watch something different, but you don't really know what you want to watch, and you just find something, you stick it on, just fully intending on it being like background. Just gonna chuck this on. I'm gonna do some other stuff while I'm doing it. And I ended up having a really fucking good time with this movie. Where do you think, bearing in mind this is the 99th movie that we've covered on the show, where do you think it's going to go on the leaderboard?
I think this one might actually be quite high for a horror home horror a horror uh, uh, a comedy horror is what I was trying to
the
say there.
famous horror comedy category of movies.
Fucking can't even talk. Yeah, the horror comedy ones. I think it's quite a good one for a horror comedy because I think I saw this during isolation.
During lockdown.
Yeah, because I remember I think it was in a bunch of the ones where you know how everyone was doing. Oh, you should watch these 3 films together,
Yeah.
and there was all that shit. I think it was in a bunch of the 3 films that folk were saying.
Okay.
And I remember watching this thinking this is the only one that was good.
So do you wanna throw out a position that you think it's gonna come in?
Yeah, I'm trying to work that out in my head though, because I forgot about it. And it was that long ago, and I can't remember if folk liked it or not. Because you know me, I try and fucking work it out of what.
You do. You try to go off, but based the what like the general reception is, isn't it, amongst our listeners and
Yeah, and
followers and
there's not a lot. I can't remember what folk were saying about it. That's the fucking annoying thing. I'm just gonna have to randomly guess.
yeah.
Fucking go for 6.5. So where would that put it?
A 6.5. That would actually put it quite far down the leaderboard. That would put it around 60th place.
Oh, would it?
Mm.
6.5, 7-ish. Yeah, 6.5, 7-ish.
Okay, so if it's a 7, it would be in the top 50. It would be around 45, 46. Which is it's not unrespectable given that we've almost done 100 movies.
Right, so I'll say 44 then.
44. So 44. Right now in 44th place is Eden Lake.
I like that movie.
I like that movie too. Okay, shall we get into it then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Right, today we are talking all about Housebound. This movie was released in 2014, was written and directed by Gerard Johnston, and stars Morgana O'Reilly, Rima T. Wayata, and Glenn Paul Waru. The IMDb plot is as follows. A young woman is forced to move into her childhood home after being placed under house arrest, where she suspects that something evil may be lurking.
See, that's wrong, because it's not her that she suspects some evil's lurking, it's her ma.
No. They kind like she's skeptical in the beginning, but she fully at one point in this movie believes that there is a ghost in the house.
Aye, but she's the last to get convinced, man. She's ripping a shit out the boy and I.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but she does suspect that something evil may be lurking. And she just says suspects that something evil may be lurking. Doesn't mean she suspects supernatural. Just something evil. People can be evil.
Yeah, very true. But she doesn't even suspect people at that point. She's just like,
you're absolutely right. Well, so a few things I want to talk about with this movie, because we've talked about quite a few horror comedies before, right? We've talked about Zombieland. We've done Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Dog Soldiers, and we've done the complete opposite scale. We've done things like Scary Movie, and a few other Cockneys versus Zombies and Zombievers and all these sorts of things. And one thing
can't wait for the next one like that we're doing.
have we got one picked, have we?
Yeah, remember the fucking is it wrestlers versus zombies?
Oh, the rest. Is that going to be in? Is that going to be one of your picks?
I thought it was one of your picks.
It's not one of my picks.
That's what we were talking about.
We talked about it. I'm not fucking picking that.
Okay. I've not even seen it.
Oh dear. Anyways, we've talked about all variety of different kinds of horror movies. And one of the things we've always said is it's really, really difficult to get that balance right, isn't it? It's so difficult to get that balance between being too scary to be funny, but being too funny to be scary. I think this is one of the horror movies where they actually strike a really fucking good balance between genuinely creepy moments, because there are a couple of moments in this movie where you're like, you know what, that if I was in that situation and that was me, I'd be genuinely fucking terrified. I'm being genuinely funny as well. And I'll talk about the style of funny in a bit, because I think that's going to have quite a big thing to do with this. But I think it falls pretty perfectly on the scale. What do you think?
I did, right? So I thought it really did fit well the way it was and the way they've done it. But as I said, I only watched it once before and I thought it was good, but back then I was watching like 4 movies a day or on COD 24/7,
Yeah.
so it got mixed up and I forgot the bloody name of it.
But
So I didn't really talk about it with folk, you know.
but this is one of the things though, because and we'll discuss this a little bit later on when we come to doing like reviews and stuff like that. This isn't a well-known horror movie at all.
No.
Like normally when we throw it out to our followers and listeners, we get absolutely bombarded with reviews. I don't get people still reviewed, but we'll only have a couple of reviews to read out later on when we get to that section of the show. Just generally, and one of the questions I even asked when I threw it out asking for people's opinions was, have you even seen this movie? Because you hear so few people talk about it, and usually when you get a pretty decent, little movie from abroad, even if it's not maybe known to like the absolute masses, your hardcore horror fandom will all have generally seen it, and I don't really feel like that's the case with this. Obviously, there are plenty of people out there who have seen it, but I don't feel like that's the case with this.
When did it come out? Did it come out during that time, or was it before?
So this came out in 2014. So this was came out a good few years before COVID. I think you know what? I had it maybe just come out just before COVID. So if it's maybe like 4 or 5 years later, I think maybe it would have gotten more of I think more people would have talked about it. I think it would have gotten more attention because by the time this came out and by the time COVID hit, which was 6 years later, this had already sort of come and gone, and people were then, because you remember when COVID hit, everyone was talking about Host. That was the movie of COVID. That's all anyone was talking about. Everyone was ranting and raving about Host. And don't get me wrong, on the old show, we fucking interviewed people from the movie. We interviewed one of the writers. We did like 5. We essentially, I think, in the end, did about 5 different episodes that had something to do with that movie. So that was the sort of talk of the town. Because this is available on streaming services throughout, the world, but just no one talks about it. And I don't know, like, what do you think? Because I'm gonna like, what's your thoughts?
I'm trying to remember who it was that recommended to me, because it wasn't you. That's why I'm glad you actually said this, because it's a forgotten movie that I enjoyed. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you brought it back. But I'm trying to remember, because it was all the way through watching this. I'm like, I have fucking seen this, and I was trying to remember who it was that recommended it to me, and it's not coming back to me. It's still not. You know what I mean?
I would just like to savor the moment where you thanked me for a movie pick.
Yeah, because honestly, it was one of those ones that I totally forgot that I forgot the name of, and as soon as the bit where he's like, "Oh, we'll put in cameras and all that shit," it fucking went twing in my fucking brain. I'm like, I remember watching this.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was right. I was right all the way through, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what it is. I remember this.
Yeah.
I even remember the last line that's said in the movie, and I was like, brilliant.
But that's the thing, like, and so this is one of the sort of subjects I want to come on to maybe why this hasn't translated to such a wider audience, and it's about styles of humor, right? There's like, because it especially sort of New Zealand, Australia, the UK, maybe slightly less to the UK. I think we maybe go a little bit more less dry than sort of New Zealand do. But we've got a very dry, we've got a very sarcastic, we've got a very distinct style of comedy, a distinct sense of humor, especially when you compare that to like the US, Canada, those sorts of places. The styles of comedy are very, very different. And there's very few movies, I think, like very few sort of British comedy movies that truly translate over in America. Things like Shaun of the Dead clearly have, due to the fucking success that had. But do you think, because this is like a New Zealand horror movie, it's very much that style of humor that we would like, but maybe not a wider US audience was like? Is that what you think has maybe held it back?
Oh, hell yeah. 100%. Like, the way that they do the comedy is just... It proper is like British, Aussie, New Zealand style. You've hit that right on the head.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching what is it called, Laugh Out Loud, where it's all comedians trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Australian one is very similar to the style of comedy of this, and it's either this or slapstick is what they do. And the British one, it was like watching the same fucking show again, except with folk you know.
Well, it's like, if I don't know about you, but like, if you ever watch like all these like American roasts that they do, and
Aye.
like 90% of it is just not funny. Like, it's really bad. It's just people like saying things really loudly and, you know, trying to, it's either saying things really loudly or trying to be as offensive as possible. And in the hope that people
It,
will laugh, it'll make people uncomfortable and laugh. And that feels like that's sort of like 90% of that comedy. Whereas I just think,
there's a there's a reason why that comedy roast thing. There's set folk that are famous in that,
yeah,
and the folk that get brought into it are like Jimmy Carr that
yeah.
fit into it.
Yeah, because someone like
Because
don't get me wrong, listen, I'm not a big Jimmy Carr fan, but I at least appreciate the fact that yeah, he tries to be very offensive, but there seems to be a bit more wit and a bit it seems to be a bit more clever than
yeah,
you know, and I don't know, maybe we're just gonna piss off all of our American audience here by being like, haha, we're smarter than you. But you know, I
it,
just don't and listen, it's a taste thing, it's a cultural thing, it's very different cultures.
it's not really. What is they've got a bigger population, so therefore they go for the easier laughs
Is that what you think
because
it is?
it'll. You see that in countries, right? So smaller countries have drier sense of humor because they can normally pinpoint their audiences very well. You know that there's less people to get to. Whilst you've got America is like about a fucking 50 countries in one, really, that just class itself as one country
Yeah.
because all the states are totally different from each other. So you've got to try and affect everybody.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's all it is. Folk are going for the easy laugh instead of the pinpointed one.
I can feel the emails of complaints coming in as we speak. No, you think they'll be fine with that?
I, I think, well, because you get somebody from New York, Florida, and Texas. They're three totally different people.
Oh yeah, like I'm not saying you're saying like tarring them all with the same brush and saying that they're all the same fucking people. Of course they are. Just in the same way that Scottish people and English people are very very different. You know, like you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? But you know, it's I just think
Huh.
when we consume media, specifically comedy, the styles are just so different from. And I'm sure that differs from like state to state in America. I'm sure there are still some states out there that have maybe more drier senses of humor that are maybe that little bit more witty, and others are more sort of in your face, offensive, loud, brash. I'm sure that happens over there as well.
Well, that's why you get the folk that are on Saturday Night Live. Most of the people that have been on that come from the same comedy clubs, came
Yeah,
from the same comedy scene. They still come from the same places.
yeah,
And it's because they do right across America.
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. You know, I agree with you. Anyways, we'll move on because there's a few other bits and pieces to get to. I love this sort of sense, and this isn't just in this movie. This is in some other sort of uh, uh, content that I've consumed around New Zealand. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show Flight of the Conchords.
Yes,
Yeah, and it's a similar thing that.
not that big a fan.
Oh, I'm a massive Flight of the Conchords fan. I
I
love it.
see. I liked it when it started, and then for some reason, I just like I watched the first season, I think it was, and it was fine.
The first season was
And
like
after that, I was
incredible.
yeah, and then after that, I think it felt repetitive, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's fair. But
And
anyway, they do a very, very similar thing. And there's this sort of portrayal that New Zealand is so behind the times, isn't it? That New Zealand is like this backward country that's so behind the rest of Western civilization. And they play up to that in this movie as well. You know, and I'm thinking of things like the dial-up modem. That sound brought
yeah,
back childhood memories for me. I don't know about you.
yeah, fucking, I remember that as well. I was like, what the fuck, come on.
I mean, because like again, this is 2014. We're not talking. This isn't a movie from like the fucking 1980s or the 1990s. Sorry, this is from 2014, and I would be really interested to know if the way that I mean, I'm gonna assume the major cities are maybe not like this, but I would be really interested to know what it's actually like in maybe some of the smaller towns over in New Zealand.
Yeah,
Are there people over there who still use dial up?
no idea.
Like if anyone has the answer, that can be our question of the week. You know, tell us what it's like in like smaller New Zealand towns. Is it actually that much behind Western civilization? And you know what else fucking gave me mad nostalgia? Hello, Moto.
Aye.
I don't know about you, that fucking sound haunted me
Hello, Moto.
growing up. I fuck that, but it's like such an earworm. But I fucking hate
What
it.
What did you think of the bear in this movie?
That fucking bear can go and throw itself in the fucking sea. See if I woke up. See if I woke up in the middle of the night and that bear's suddenly on my fucking. That's some Chucky shit. That is. Like, I'm sorry.
and not the shit chucky shit either. It's
I'm
the
dro-
decent chucky shit.
I'm drop kicking that fucking bear all the way across to Australia if that fucking happened to me. Go fuck itself, honestly. And then, but like, no one really questions it. This bear just fucking appears and starts talking, and no one fucking questions it. And then it's like randomly talking while it's burnt and like melting plastic, and it's like, why is no one else as freaked out by this as they should be?
Why'd they put it in the shower with her?
How did she not notice someone putting it in the shower? I don't know about you, right? I know showers and bathrooms and things can get very steamy and whatever else. But yeah. I'm sorry. I am always, when I am showering, 100% fully aware that if there was someone else in that room with me. And I'm also sorry, but I lock the door.
I'm the opposite on that. I'm the opposite on that. I've got the door fucking unlocked. I've been in situations where there's a hand come in that shower to make me shit myself, and I've not noticed till that hand has touched me.
I'm gonna just say right now, Nico, I'm never ever gonna touch you in the shower. I don't want to see even the remotest part of your naked body. It's the whole reason behind. No, you can't show your nipples. You'll get us banned off of social media.
For extra subscription fee, go to OnlyFans. Fucking.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, like, I'm so I don't know how you can do that. Like, I should lock the door, and I'm just no. That's fucking creepy. That's nonce behavior.
Remember the naked podcast thing? I wasn't joking. I'm quite happy.
I'm fully aware that you used to do this podcast naked. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why it's going to sound slightly backward. It's one of the reasons I actually started doing the video recordings so that you could stop being naked. Clothes. Yes.
Dick. Do you feel more comfortable and feel more like me?
Do you feel very constricted right now recording this because you have to put a t-shirt and trousers on? I do. Or shorts. Or
yes.
Good. Yeah. Good. I'm fucking glad. I want to make you feel as uncomfortable as fucking possible.
I'm a great believer you should be naked as much as you possibly can.
No. I'm quite happy wearing clothes. The only time I'll take my clothes off is in the shower, in the bed, and if I'm on holiday and I'm at a beach, I'll go just shorts, and that'll do.
Have you never even been on a nudist beach?
No. I have zero intention of going to a nudist beach ever. That's like my idea of hell. Sleeping. There's 3 situations where you should be naked: sleeping, showering, shagging. That's it.
No, that you should be. I genuinely feel you should be naked all the time.
I feel like the 3 S's. I should probably get that. We could probably put that on a shirt and sell it.
Oh jeez.
Sleeping.
It's like, do you know the one I find the weirdest, and it's only in fucking Britain that do it? Fucking where you've got to wear shorts in a sauna. That is fucking creepy.
Why are you so desperate for everyone to be naked?
No, it's not everyone to be naked. Like, we're the only fucking country that does that. You go anywhere else, you're in a fucking sauna, you're naked.
I don't want to see everyone else.
In a steam room, you're naked. In Britain, put your shorts on. Well, the point of being here is to get all the toxins out your body.
But do you not feel like, but Britain, and it's been portrayed as this for a really long time. We have been portrayed, the UK as a whole, as a rather prudish country.
And it's fucking true.
Well, maybe that is just the case. Maybe that is just what it is. Anyways.
Fucking weird.
Let's talk about, because we got a little bit off track. just a touch. One of my favourite things about this movie, absolute favourite things about this movie, is Miriam.
Aye.
Because
Because
we all know a Miriam. Someone
we're all
who
related to a Miriam
we've
somewhere.
all
So
got
I'm sort of fucking grandma
we've
or a
all
mum
got
or
we've
somebody.
all got an Auntie Miriam, haven't we? Like
Uh,
someone who absolutely loves a bit of gossip, who is completely harmless and just like
uh,
the a really she's because Miriam clearly in this movie she's a lovely person, right? She's absolutely harmless, but she
uh.
loves a gossip. She loves a bit of drama, and she cannot shut the fuck up. She can speak for New Zealand, and
But she's a telephone, telegram, telemiriam. She's
yeah,
definitely one of them folk.
but she makes this movie for me. I think without Miriam in this movie, this is a far, far worse movie. If you just have like someone else in
Probably.
there just playing it kind of straight down the line, and I
Uh,
don't think this movie is anywhere near as good as as it currently is.
yeah. I must agree with you there because she is one of the better characters.
Well, like I mean,
But I do like Amos.
you prefer Amos.
Uh, just for that fucking, as I said, the scene where it's like, oh, there's a ghost, that's why my tag went off. Fuck! Like, anybody else would be, get the fuck! He's instantly like, meet with a recorder, and he even shushes them. He's like, no, shut the fuck
He
up.
does, in fairness, because that's a horror trope as well. That like the victim, the final girl, whoever your survivor, they never ever are believed, isn't it? That's your big
Uh,
trope, and we'll come on to that, like, because like the flip side does happen in this movie as well. But they do tell Amos, and straight away, there's no even hesitation. He's there in his fucking pajamas. And there's no fucking hesitation. Straight out with the recorder, he's like, right, we're gonna conduct a paranormal investigation. And Miriam's even like, we actually can't afford that. And he's like, no, I've got this covered. He is fully on board.
he's like, what's it he says again? To further put forward the paranormal investigation or
Yeah,
some shit.
something like that, yeah.
And you're like, you pretentious little fucking prick. But it's why he's getting his ass kicked by her first, and then like it instantly goes for you're getting your ass kicked to, oh shit, you got a ghost, I'll fix that for you, mate. Aye, no problem. Fucking what the
Well,
fuck?
you know, so obviously Amos your favourite, Miriam my favourite. But I want to talk. Let's talk about our main character. We should probably
Yeah.
talk about our main character, Kylie.
Kylie.
Wow. And there goes the Australian listeners. I feel like every single week we just say, and there goes the listeners from this country, there goes the listeners from this country, and now this week it's listeners from Australia and New Zealand, so thank you very much, Nico. Yay.
No
And we've also...
They're not convicts anyway, it's fine.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, let's talk about...
What's wrong there?
Nothing. Let's
What's
talk
wrong?
about... Nothing. Let's talk... Let's talk about...
You're looking a bit nervous, Ian. What's wrong?
No, not at all. Absolutely fine. Why would I be nervous?
So how did Australia get founded again? What did it become again?
Someone went, Australia! And that was it.
Okay.
So let's talk about Kylie. Kylie,
Yes.
because quite often when we're talking about horror movies, and especially, you know, in maybe some of the either like lower budget horror movies, one of our big complaints is always that we have characters that we don't really like. Our heroes are we have characters we don't really root for, we don't really see want to succeed, and you end up sort of wanting the villain as like sort of hardcore horror fans. We probably most of us probably more associate with the villains and want the villains to win anyway. Like when you're looking at like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael and you know any other Leatherface and Ghostface, the killers become the icons, don't they? However, when you're talking about a movie that
To be honest, I do love Eugene, by the way.
well, this is the thing though. But Eugene appears so late in the movie. We don't really have the flip side, have a villain to root for. However, having said that, I don't think Kylie is a particularly likable main character. At least not till later in the movie, I would say.
See, that's the thing, right? For the very first scene where they're robbing the bank machine, right?
And they're
You're
just
like
hopeless thieves, by the way, which is an incredibly funny scene.
Well, she's nay, but the boy's just weird.
You say that, she beached her car on the smallest fucking speed bump I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I know, she is a fucking, right.
But, hold on, before you go any further, that when he knocks himself out with the
That's what I was just about to say, yeah.
Go for it.
So, yeah, right, He runs over, hits it with a sledgehammer. He's a total fucking bellend. It's one hit to the bit that she hits it with. She literally uses like if it's a screwdriver or something,
Yeah.
and fucking marks the hole to put the explosive in and does it. So she actually cane switches Dean, but she's tagged along with this fucking moron that hits himself in the face with a sledgehammer. So she's to drag him away, and she's not paying attention, and that's how she ends up getting beached. So the general thing is, this would have all been avoided if it wasn't for her not taking her stupid mate along. And she was like, she could have done it herself, to be honest.
She absolutely could have done it herself. I don't know why there's two of them, to be honest with you. But
Exactly.
but like in the end, obviously when we're going through the initial part of this movie, Kylie obviously really doesn't want to live with Miriam. And
Yeah.
you know, she's very hostile, she's very aggressive, but we know that she's our main character. So there is like it's probably like my one little drawback is that, you know, there's that kind of feeling of, well, who am I really sort of rooting for in this film? Because at this point, we don't really have a villain, because we don't really know that much about the girl who died either. And you know, we've just got Kylie, because like I would say there is a good chunk of time before we really start getting into like the horror aspect of this film. So
when they finally go on about the dame, I'm sure it's like 40 minutes in.
Yeah, it's quite deep into the movie, which normally you would think, because normally I think if I was reviewing anything else, I'd be like, the pacing of this movie is all over the fucking place, and to an extent, it is. This is a very.
I think that helps this.
Well, that's what I'm going to say though, because I think that's it's a very odd thing to say. This is a very weirdly paced film, but it does kind of work in its favor, because you have this character initially who we really don't like, who's a bit of a bitch, she's a bit of a, you know, she's really mean, she's rude, she's a convict, you know, she's a drug addict.
Well, she's in New Zealand, so
well, she's a drug addict. She's a drug addict, you know, and all of these other things. I think that sort of 40 minutes until the horror aspect is actually kind of needed for us to eventually decide to root for this character, because she does turn it around.
But I think that 40 minutes makes us root for three different characters, because even with the tag thing, so Amos is the one that's doing the tag. He's put the tag on, he's doing all the tech and everything.
Yeah.
And then Miriam comes in with a stupid line like, "Aren't you a lucky girl?"
Yeah, having all that technology on your leg.
And even his face is like, it's not that fucking high tech, love. Fuck me.
It's when she's like using a phone, like she's on her phone, and it's clearly like just a cheap like smartphone, and she's like, "Oh, is that one of them like iPhones you've got there? Look at that, how fancy!"
It's just like, no, it's not. And then she's like, "Oh, look, she's got an iPhone." No, she's fucking Nick. It's just said she's not going. Hello, Moto. It sort of gives that away.
Oh dear.
Fuck
so obviously, as we said there, right? So there's like 40 minutes of this movie before we find out even that there's like this little girl that's died, right? It's Lizzie is the little girl's name. This little girl, Lizzie, has died in this house. And this is where the sort of supernatural elements really start sort of coming into it. We find out that Miriam believes that our house is haunted. She goes on to like the radio show as well. To talk about it. So there's loads of these like sort of different little aspects to this film. The twists in this film, like, I mean, did you see the big twist come in?
What? But it was
where we finally figure out
boy.
No. The big twist where we find out that in fact the house isn't haunted. There's a guy called Eugene living in the walls.
So I was getting that sort of vibe in this. I was getting somebody else is there. Because...
But did you believe them to be supernatural?
It didn't feel like... See, that's the thing. It didn't feel like it was going to be supernatural. And the thing that sort of gave it away for me was the flash bit where he's standing there with the fucking thingy on.
Yeah.
That he thinks it makes him invisible. You know, the tatty thingy. The tatty blanket thing.
That final scene where he's like, "I've got a plan," and he just puts the blanket back on himself, and they just stands there. But yeah, so obviously, like,
that's the thing. The only person Eugene attacks is the actual killer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, and that's why, like, obviously they end up enlisting Eugene's help, because they obviously initially believe that Eugene is hostile, when in actual fact he's not. He was just trying to protect them, because he's then lived in those walls for such a long time. He's essentially watched Kylie grow up. He has this sort of like he almost has this sort of protective brotherly vibe going on, doesn't it? That this guy's coming into my house and
yeah, even though his first picture he shows was statue in the bar.
I know. And yeah. And she's like,
no, but I know what you mean, right? See, the thing is, right? Within about, I think it was 45 minutes to about an hour, you've in that wee bitty, it gives away everything.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, because Eugene's attacked the boy, the coppers don't believe that fucking it's a ghost.
Yeah.
The guy, the next door neighbor, has fucking mentioned about fucking somebody that he hid Biden with him. Doesn't actually mention that it was his loon.
Yeah.
And so everything's technically given away in that little bit, but it's done so well, even I didn't spot it the first time I watched it, you know what I mean? And it's I think that's a really, really good bit. You know what I mean? I think it's a brilliantly done bit where they've got it just because this summer's like, if it's a 2 hour movie or something.
I don't think it's quite as long as 2 hours. I think it comes in just under that. Let's double check.
So it's like it's near enough a 2 hour movie. I'm pretty sure. It's either just under or just above.
It's an hour and 47, so over an hour and 3/4. So it's not like a million miles away.
So basically, I like the fact that in a 15-minute period, they've released Ahin, and you still get shocked at the reveals of it, and then you're like, oh fuck, that's why that happened. Oh fuck, that's why that happened. Well, and I quite like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we have a few different reveals in this movie. There's a few twists and turns. This is not a case of, listen, we all love a movie with a twist, and I'm probably not going to go as far as to say that like any of these twists, you know, are up there with like some of the biggest ones in the world. You know, when you think of twist endings, you think of things like, you know, my mind's gone blank. The ending of Saw, for example, when, you know, he gets up in the middle of the bathroom. That's like a holy fucking shit moment kind of twist. I don't think we ever have like a holy fucking shit moment kind of twist. Although, having said that, that moment where she finally spots Eugene and she's trying to hide from him, and the camera just pans up and his head's just sticking through the fucking whatchamacallit. That's hilarious. He's just sitting watching her. But we also have the twist of we have the red herring neighbor, don't we? Like this neighbor who we believe for a good portion of this movie is the one who killed the little girl. They don't believe he's
100%. At not one point I believed it was him, because it placed that too fucking early on.
It would have been way too obvious.
Exactly, not once did I think, because I'm like, they're either doing it like the Burts by placing that fucking him early, or he's the red herring. There's no in between with that. And I fucking knew. I'm like, there's no way he's going to be the killer.
Yeah, no, I never ever suspected that he was the killer. I mean, I never. But then you also had the point of like they were only accusing him of killing the girl. They were still blaming the girl for everything that went on to the house. It wasn't like he was the killer. Like he would, you know what I mean? Like so. I don't know, like, I didn't suspect, I thought there was going to be some sort of twist around that. That's probably, like, the least of the twists in this movie. But then, you know, it does, you know, there's a good chunk of time in this movie that sort of spends on that. You know, when they're trying to break into his house, how he didn't wake up sooner from her trying to literally remove his teeth from his face, I'll never know. Also, why would you do that?
Like, he lives alone, right? So why has he not got his fucking, like any other person that's got false teeth, have it in a jar next to him when they're fucking sleeping? Well, maybe you know what I mean? He lives alone. Just fucking take it with your fucking belly.
Maybe he sat down and didn't mean to fall asleep and ended up having a wee power nap. You never sat down in a chair not meaning to fall asleep and dozed off.
Fuck, I did that today. Never mind. Fucking any other time.
So,
you know?
Did you take your teeth out? Exactly. I think. Anyways, but yeah, I'd have woken up a hell of a lot. Why does everyone in this film fucking have false teeth as well? By the way, what's wrong with the New Zealand dentistry?
Well, it all stems from when. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I thought you were just gonna come straight over it there.
I was actually just gonna go something like fucking what was it called again? Dodger. You know, they're all fucking. Have you seen that, by the way? Dodger on Disney.
No, I've not seen it.
So the Artful Dodger becomes a surgeon. So I was
Right.
going to make a joke about, I Dodger fucking cunt became a fucking dentist instead with New Zealand, you know? Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So we've also got our final twist, when it's revealed that Kylie's counselor, therapist, however you want to call it, well, I don't know what you would call him. I think counselor. I think he's our counselor, right? Or
He's a
or
counsellor.
is he like a caseworker or something like that? Um,
I'm sure he's a counsellor, he says.
Dennis. We've got Dennis,
Yeah,
who appears a couple
you
of.
could tell he's a cunt,
Yeah,
really.
you can tell he's a cunt. But did you see it? Did you think it was going to be him? Like, I didn't. First time I watched it, I don't think I saw it coming that it was going to be him.
When he got attacked, right, that threw me off a little bit. But then it made sense with it did with Eugene.
Because Eugene was protecting
Exactly.
everyone. But we didn't know that.
So
at the time.
it was didn't know that at the time, but like it did throw because I'm like, see when the whole Eugene thing came out, I'm like, oh, it's like fucking people on the stairs that can't live in the walls, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking it's a cool idea. Fucking everyone's terrified in case there's cunts living in your walls. Bit hard to do in the UK since the walls are about that wide.
Yeah.
But you still get that fucking really eerie thing, you know?
Yeah, fucking Eugene's got a fucking full fucking room in the walls. Like, he's got a whole
full fucking room. Fuck me. I've lived in flats that were smaller than that fucking place.
Same. Eugene's living the fucking high life in there.
Eugenized. And he's eugenized the whole fucking thing, mind. I did like that, by the way.
Oh, what is it?
Fuck it.
There's a moment in the film where they're like, oh, I can't remember what it was now. It's gone straight out of my head where they try to switch something off and the microwave just goes like ping. Oh, what was it? Oh, I can't remember what it was. That's really annoying.
Can't remember.
Oh, is it not where they like try to use the phone? They don't try to phone for help and the microwave goes off or something like that.
Something like that.
It's really fucking funny anyway. But yeah, we've got Dennis, this caseworker. Do you think Dennis looks a little bit like Jim Broadbent?
Oh, actually, it does. I never thought of that.
A touch of Jim Broadbent about him. But yeah. So obviously, like there's a scene where he gets attacked by Eugene, and yeah, you're right. That definitely would throw you off initially, and then it's revealed that in fact it was him that killed. And it's also tied in with the fact that we then find out that because Miriam always claims that before they lived in the house it was a bed and breakfast.
Aye.
When in actual fact it was.
And you could tell. I was expecting it to be a mental institution or something. It's too fucking smart.
Yeah, but it was a halfway home for a mental institution.
Aye.
Which makes sense. So that obviously ties in with the reveal because it was a halfway home for a mental institution. Dennis worked there, and was
he was an intern.
Yeah, and it was him that murdered the wee girl. And in actual fact, the wee girl has little to nothing to do with this actual fucking story. So that's like one big red herring as well.
So you say little girl, she was 15 and she beat the shit out of Dennis. That's why he killed her. Because they reveal that in there as well.
Yeah, but Dennis, like, up until the sort of final scene, comes across as a
Dennis deserved it. He's a fucking cunt.
No, but he also comes across as a very unassuming character. And let's be real, he doesn't, apart from the police officer, he doesn't successfully kill anyone in this movie.
On the girl, obviously.
On the girl, but that happens obviously on screen, sort of. Well,
but one of my favourite moments in this is when he's about to kill Amos.
Oh, he's standing over him with a knife, and Amos is just like, "Oh yeah, I'll take that."
And he's like, "No, he's like, can you give me something to wedge this up with?" Oh, yeah. Perfect. Cheers. No, it's too thin.
And gives it back to him.
I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, oh,
but you
Jesus.
know, but Dennis has to like,
That's the thing. That scene happens straight after about 4 different times they've shouted through the wall to Amos. Oh, it's Dennis. Dennis is the killer. He's the Eden standing behind you with a knife. He's about to kill you. And Amos is just like, did you hear that? and Dennis was like, nah, I never heard that.
But yeah, anyway, so like Amos, like so he knocks Amos out. That's all he succeeds in doing. But he doesn't even like it's not even like a face to face. He gets this sneak attack on him. He manages to
Yeah.
kill the police officer with a corkscrew, but he can't.
Aye.
He fails in his attempts to kill Miriam. Even though
Yeah.
Miriam is probably the most timid person, she literally just sits there and watches Kylie get strangled to death.
I
At
know.
one point. Although she does come to her rescue, she puts the washing basket over him, and then he's flailing around like a fucking low budget Dalek at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Which is quite a funny scene. And he obviously fails to kill Eugene, and he fails to kill Kylie, and in the end is defeated by a roof tile.
Yeah.
Not a roof tile, and then what is it? It's like an electric fork that
Yeah.
she
So
stabs.
the fork. So it's the fork that he killed the girl with.
Yeah.
Did you work that out?
Would that make his head explode?
What? The putting voltage through a fork like that? Well, it wouldn't work for a start because it would be earth there with the way he's wired it up.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work.
So, but
Yeah.
even if
it would go bang before it even went through the fork.
But even aside from that, let's say it did work, it still wouldn't explode his head in that manner.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough juice for your hoof. Electricity, when it kills you, cooks you from the inside.
Yeah.
Is the easy way of putting it. You're basically microwaving your organ.
You bet you've microwaved your organ a few times, eh? Hey.
I've had a few fucking dunts, like. I am an electrician.
So that happens, and then at the very end, everyone just sort of kind of lives. We have a very happily ever after kind of end, don't we? Everyone's living together.
It's the weird family at the end that I love.
Yeah, like I love the fact that, like, you know, he's like, oh, how do you get that off? And he just whips out a pair of scissors and he's like, just cut them off for the tag. So yeah, we get this sort of like happily ever after. Eugene obviously clearly is continuing to live in the house. We have not even talked about the husband, Graham, at all in this movie.
Poor bastard.
I
feel sorry for Graham and this. He opens up to her, right? He opens up to her because he's like, right, this movie is basically them trying to get her into the house, adopted, back into fucking, because she's obviously a tearaway child.
Yeah.
Then it evolves to a murder mystery / ghost thing. Then it evolves to them trying to survive Dennis. That's the 3 stages of this movie.
Yeah, it's the 3 acts.
So when he fucking is like trying to have the heart to heart where like, yeah, my family were cunts. I'm really sorry here, but I'm here for you if you want to speak to it. And then she just changes the subject straight away. She's like, fuck it, I can't remember what she says, but it's just like, oh, weather's nice or something.
It's the scene where she's obviously helping him with like the leg of a table or something, like he's gluing something back together, and he says something. He says something, and then you just hear him go. It's just like he's so uncomfortable around her. He's so socially awkward because he has about 4 lines in the whole film. Like he's silent for most of the film, but then he also gets fucking stabbed in the gut.
She stabs him. He does the say fuck all. He's just like
stabbed in the gut. And that's when the movie really turns, because that's when Miriam's like, fuck you, Kylie. Like, even she turns on her at that point as well, a little bit. But yeah, I feel really bad for Graham in this movie, because he's just this, like, unassuming, quiet man, just going about his business, like, doing his stuff, and ends up getting a fucking pair of garden shears to the gut, has to put up with Kylie's fucking shit.
But this is the thing, right? So if it happens with him getting stabbed in the gut, right? So you said about the finger in the mouth, getting the bit of you to check if it's the same plate, right? When he gets caught up on the fucking chain leg of the thing, she lifts the fucking, what is it? A cabin of a fucking boat or something over the top of it.
It's like a boat cabin. Yeah, I think so. It's
like the roof of a boat cabin or something. So she lifts that and hides Amos. She's still run away from a neighbour who they've been dropping so much red herrings with. For a start, he's not changing her a machete or anything. He's got a fucking rifle, you know? And then, so she manages to get him hidden. She's getting away. And then, he's broken into the house. It's him. He's coming to get me. Doesn't even go to check. She does an Oscar Pistorius. Doesn't even go to check. It's just stabbed straight away, you know? It was his alibi. I'm just saying, that's what he said he did. Yeah, abdicated. He fucking shot his missus because he wanted to.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
right.
I thought I really worried there that you were going to turn this into like some sort of Oscar Pistorius apologist episode.
No, that comes later because fucking R.I.P. to fucking
OJ.
OJ. He's dead now.
I bet the fucking glove.
Yeah. You could tell he was an innocent man how fast he was going down the highway in that
fine.
Bronco.
Give it a few.
Anyway.
Give it a few weeks and his handle will shriveled up enough that the glove will fit.
Eventually it did. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Anyways, right. Just a couple of little things left for me because there's not much else I think I really need to discuss, and then you obviously can have the floor as well. The director of this, Jenner Johnston.
But no, back to the Graham bit. Sorry, back to the Graham bit that I was trying to mention. That's the only funny gore bit. Did you realise that? That's the only funny gore bit was the Graham bit.
It's not even gory though, is it?
No, it's just a good old fashioned pull it out and spray, which you're not meant to pull out in the first place. So it's like she's trying to kill Graham.
I mean, there's only really like two moments of gore in this, and it's that moment there where the spurt when he like falls back or she pulls it out, and then when Dennis's head explodes at the end of the film. That's kind of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, very low on the gore.
That's it.
But listen, the movie doesn't need it, does it? There's no requirement for there to be lots of gore. And with that as well, and we'll get into it in the trivia. Like, it's a very low budget movie, so.
I'll guess that.
It's but anyways, the director of this movie, Jenner Johnston, this was his, I think this might have been his debut, but he's only still got 5 directing credits to his name. The most recent one of which is actually a movie we've covered before, Megan.
Oh,
so it's the same director who directed Megan. I don't know if you remember, I fucking hate that movie.
I like Megan.
No, I hate that movie. He will also be directing the upcoming Megan 2.0, which I'll see and we'll probably review, but I'm not really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We get in this film the general useless police officer trope. The police in this film are absolutely awful, like some of the worst.
Like the best bit with the copper to show how dumb the art is, right? Hold on, I need to take your statement first.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, there's a boy I want to kill my ma.
And then he's like,
fucking go deal with that first. He's like, aye, so you were fuck off, you
went to put the Hoover in the cupboards. Now everything after that's a blur.
Fucking Mongo jelly, you know.
I do like how, and obviously I mentioned earlier as well about how, we really dislike Kylie in the beginning because she's being really mean and horrible. But she is getting blamed for a lot of stuff that she doesn't actually do. Like when Miriam comes home and like the entire meatloaf's been eaten, and Kylie's literally trying to be like, I didn't eat it all. But we just assume that she's lying, but she genuinely didn't because it was fucking Eugene stealing it.
See, I like the way the psychologist boy is a dirty cunt to her. So he starts saying to her, oh, have you got different periods for your different psychological fucking breaks in your brain?
Yeah.
He's going the whole split route,
He's gaslighting her, isn't he?
He's trying to convince her of that, which fucking a lot of people say the first one that found it did with a lot of the patients.
Last thing I've got, and I don't know if this is like a wider woman thing because, I'm not a woman. Kylie has...
you not?
No. Kylie has some incredible bladder control.
Oh Jesus!
I'm right though, right?
That is some scene. That is a steady flow.
Which she stops multiple times. I don't know about you, Nico. I can't do that.
That's true.
My dick would burst like a fucking balloon.
Oh, here. The other bit that I was about to say. All right, sidetracked for a second. Why does she put the cheese grater on her arm?
So that she can use it as a shield as well.
But that's like, I'm sorry, but I would not put my arm in a cheese grater to grate somebody's face.
I do like...
Because I'm just an evil bastard. I'd be fucking rubbing it in their face.
But then if you do it like that and you just rub it on your face, you risk hurting your own hand.
Well, no, because you had the bottom and you had the fucking bit.
No, because you have to hold on to...
You'd be taking chunks off at that point.
Also,
you wouldn't be doing just a
remember last year,
you'd be like, fucking come on.
when everyone was losing their shit at Evil Dead Rise for doing that, with using a cheese grater. Well, Housebound did it a fucking a decade earlier.
I know. I
Um,
know.
but anyways, yes. So that's
That's human.
that's kind of all I've got for this movie. Listen, like, you know, this is a movie. This is a good movie. It's a slightly
Yeah.
longer than you would expect from a horror comedy movie. It's not. It's. I would highly recommend people going to check this out. But I've not really got
Oh
much.
yeah.
I've not really got much left to analyze. Nico, is there anything else you want to talk about this movie?
No, I really liked it. I know it's never gonna happen, but I would like to see a sequel with the family fucking way it is.
Yeah, I don't think.
Eugene's
No,
still living in the
I
malls.
think this is one of those sorts of movies, and that you know, it's just nice that we have this sort of standalone movie because, like, sometimes you just need that, don't you? Like, not every movie
Oh
needs.
yeah, but
But you know what? Like, for me, when I first saw this, and I hope when you first saw it, and again once you were reminded of it watching it recently, you know, it's like
yeah.
it's a pleasant little unearthed gem of a movie, isn't it? I think.
But the last one that I've got to speak about is when he's faking to Amos about Eugene is the killer
Oh yeah. He's like, oh,
at the
yeah,
door.
that fake art. How Amos doesn't
Oh my
swap.
god! Oh my
Oh
god!
no,
And then
I've been so stupid. Oh, and then he also does that thing where he's like looks at him to see if he's
I have
reacting.
one eye open.
Yeah,
Aye.
he does the fool. No, yeah,
Like
that was pretty bad.
that, like that whole bit, and Amos fought like that's linked into how dumb Amos is.
Listen, but at the same time as well, like this movie is not perfect. It's not a perfect film.
No.
We're like we've really been bigging it up here, but it's not a perfect film. It's a low budget film. There's a couple of moments where some of the acting is a little, you know, it's a little cheesy. But, you know, I think we forgive it because number one, it's our style of comedy, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just one of those films. It's just a really likable film, so you forgive a lot of things for it.
The one thing I didn't really like in it was the tap dancing bit. What was the point of that?
Oh, she was just like, why? What was your issue with it?
I just thought I was thrown in there to try and like her.
No, I just assumed like, you know, she's trying to acclimatize herself back into her childhood home. She may very well have, she done tap dancing at school. She gave it a go. I think it was probably because up until that point as well. Yeah. I mean, maybe it is in there just to make us try and like her, but that's kind of the point, right? Because we've gone from her being this sort of really sort of cunty character, and we want to root for her. So they have to throw things in, and I think showing that, because right up until now we just believe her to be a thief, a drug addict, you know, not a particularly nice person. Throw it in there that, you know what, in actual fact, she's a talented, clever, smart person, you know.
But that's the thing. She says she wasn't a drug addict. It was to get the courts to fucking put her in those places instead of prison.
Yeah, but
She
like,
also says that she is not bipolar, so that she could fucking claim on social
I
and
don't know if
stuff.
you've
You're like,
noticed, Nico, but sometimes as well, criminals say a lot of things that they're not.
I know, but I mean, and she reveals those things
Yeah,
to fucking get away with
are
stuff.
you taking that at face value?
I reckon that bit is true because she doesn't come across as the fucking type that was an ex-junkie the way she carried herself.
I don't know. I've seen it more as someone who says, no, I'm not a drug addict. In actual fact, they probably are. They just haven't accepted it. Remember,
I thought more
like,
of
because the thing is as well, right? You know, junkies and drug addicts and all these things and alcoholics, yeah, like, like a lot of them out there in the world are very high functioning.
oh, I know that.
You know, they don't have that traditional sort of look that you know what we're talking about when you see them in the streets.
Aye.
You know, so a lot like,
But
so I fully believe that she potentially was a drug. I could totally see that she was a drug addict in denial.
see, I don't think so because fucking if she was a drug addict in denial, she would have still been taking drugs. There's not the thrown in scene of her still taking drugs, which you would normally have for that.
Yeah.
That's why I think that is just one of the things. She seems like one of them Ians that ran away from home and never wanted to go back.
Well, I think,
and she used everything in her power to do that.
I think we'll agree to disagree with that one. It's not a major point to
Nope.
thing, but I that's my side of things anyway. So,
But the only thing we are disagreeing about in this movie, I'm guessing.
I mean, so far, I mean, it's generally not a good time, is it? When we agree on things, it's like a harbinger of
I know.
it's like a harbinger of the apocalypse. I expect
Sorry, this is a shit episode, everyone.
I expect the skies to be raining blood and there to be a plague of frogs coming any day, man, any day now.
Well, Shira's lying in my foot, so that's the sign of the upcoming apocalypse.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's
Yeah.
move on then, and we'll go into our next segment, and we'll talk about some trivia. Probably not a huge surprise that there's not a lot of trivia for this film, given that it's number one, a New Zealand-based film, and it was very little, not very widely known. We'll do the budget. So according to IMDb, and obviously transferring it from New Zealand dollars into American dollars, this movie had a budget of approximately 200K. So very low budget film, very very low budget film.
Yeah.
And grossed at the box office about 250K. So it made no money. This movie didn't make any money at all. Not in its box office run. But again, I would imagine that this movie only really got a box office run in New Zealand. I can't see this have been getting like, and I definitely didn't get a UK run. I can't see it have gotten any sort of US run. Maybe in Australia, I don't know, but clearly not particularly widely released there either. So no real surprises it didn't really recoup its money at the box office. But I mean, I don't know, like I don't know how well people know it from streaming services. It's currently on Shudder, I think, for us just now in the UK. I think someone posted to our Twitter account that it's where like you can find it in Australia. So it is out there. It's discoverable. Like go out and find it. If you can.
Yeah.
Um.
I'd highly recommend it. I'm not going to lie. I would highly recommend this movie.
Again, the trivia that I do have for this, we're going to just fire through it because it's not like the most exciting trivia in the world. This movie won the Fresh Blood Audience Award at the 2014 German Fantasy Film Festival. Don't really think this qualified as a fantasy film, but there you go. It won the Fresh Blood Audience Award. The official website for this movie describes this movie as a high concept film with a very low budget. High concept.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if you knew this. This was probably the most interesting, and it's my final piece of trivia. Like I say, we're really going to fire through this segment because I really don't have much. Dennis, so Kylie's court-appointed counselor Dennis, plays Farmer Maggot in The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. So that scene where they're running from the farmer because they've stolen all his crops.
Yeah.
That's Farmer Maggot. That's Dennis.
Fair enough.
I didn't know that was probably the most interesting piece of trivia I could find on this film. So it's probably said.
Well, it had to be somebody in Lord of the Rings. It was in New Zealand.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm surprised they all don't just pop up. Maybe Eugene's in there somewhere as well. Who knows? Without anything, do you have anything, Nico?
No.
No, I didn't think you would. A very, very short trivia segment from us today. We'll pop off then into our final segment, and we'll talk about the ratings and the reviews. As always, we'll start off with the critic scores. IMDb scored this movie a 6.7 out of 10. This has a Metascore of 7.6, which is, Metacritic is usually very, very harsh with their movies, especially their horror comedies. So a 7.6 from there is very high. Nico, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes critics and the Rotten Tomatoes audience scored this film?
So you say it's won an award. I've got a funny feeling it'll be my mate Steven that fucking recommend this to me then. Because he's one of them, it's like, oh, critics are never wrong.
Alright, okay.
So I reckon it'll have a quite high critic one and probably a medium, like,
Audience
public
score.
one.
Okay, do you want to put some numbers on those?
No, really, because I've just thought about this now. I'm basically plucking this out of my arse, because if it's him, it'll be stupidly high critic. So I'll say, like, 82.
82%.
You could blatantly, if you can watch this somebody, you could genuinely tell I'm plucking this out of my arse.
82.
My brain is...
You can see the cogs turning. 82 you're saying for the critics. What are you saying for the audience?
I quite enjoyed it. And you quite enjoyed it. I can't see a lot of folk enjoying it. So I'll say 74.
You know what? In general, with your wider assessment there, that the critics are going to be really high on this, and the audience maybe slightly less so, is absolutely bang on. So the Rotten Tomatoes audience scored this 73%, Nico. You're one out with that. 73% from the audience. And you were absolutely right with your analysis that the critics are going to be insanely high on this, but you were way under with that one. The critics
Way
scored this
under.
96% from the Rotten Tomatoes critics.
I would never got that. Like,
96%. That is insane. When you look at
that's only going by who I think recommend it. So
when you look at some of the other horror
recommended.
comedies that we've done, and even the more popular ones, so like Tucker and Dale versus Evil from the critics, 85%. Dog Soldiers, 81%. Cabin in the Woods, 92%. You know, these are Zombieland, 89%. So these are all horror comedies. None of them scoring as high as Housebound has done with the Rotten Tomatoes critics. 96%. Critics' consensus is alternately hilarious, gross, and simply diverting. Housebound is the rare horror comedy that delivers on both fronts, which is exactly what we said right at the very beginning of the episode, isn't it? That's exactly what it is. Okay. Obviously, as always, we throw it out on our social media asking for our listeners and followers to give us their scores. I'm only going to read a couple out today because, again, this is, I'm just assuming, not a particularly widely watched movie. But, you know, please, if you're listening to this episode, take this as an opportunity to say to yourselves, anyone who hasn't seen it, say to them, no, you should go check this movie out. Stu World Order gave it a 9 out of 10. Seriously underrated and an absolute blast. Super Marcy gave it an 8 out of 10. It's a clever and genuinely fun film. The mystery works and the cast are excellent. Overall, from our listeners and followers, we've got a few other scores in aside from that as well. But overall, our listeners have given this movie a 9 out of 10. So a really high score from our listeners as well. So Nico, that just leaves me and you on a scale of 0 to 10. What are you going to score Housebound?
It's not a perfect movie, but I would highly recommend it. It made me laugh, and I'm so glad that I found out the fucking name of it now, because I remembered it. I'll give it an 8.
Well, you know, we have said for many, many times, Nico, that it's very, very bizarre and a sign of the apocalypse when we agree on something.
Are you going to change your score?
I obviously rate last on the show, but I always put my score in first. So so that I can know myself, that at least in my own head, that I've not altered this to make it. I've also rated Housebound an 8 out of 10 for the exact same reasons that you are. This is a really fucking fun movie. It's seriously underrated. It's not perfect. It's low budget. It's never going to be perfect, but it has so much. This film has so much charm. It's such a charming little film. That's
a very good way of putting it.
You know, and it's funny. It's got some moments of like real fucking horror in this film. It's got some great twists and turns in there, and it's got ultimately, you know, some characters in there that you can really root for and that you can really relate to as well. So for me, yeah, this is a must watch. Like, if you haven't seen this film, you haven't heard of this film, go out and watch it. It's not super long. It's not super short. It's, you know, almost an hour and 50. But you know what? I think everyone's going to have a blast with it. So 8 out of 10 for me as well. Yeah. With that being said, all of our scores combined with our audience and our critic scores gives Housebound an average of 8 out of 10. We're right bang on there, Nico. And it puts it in 20th place on our leaderboard.
Nowhere near where I thought.
Way higher than you thought. It's in the exact same, so it's got the exact same scores as American Psycho, which also has an 8, Near Dark, which also has an 8, The Black Phone, which also has an 8, and Zombieland, which also has an 8. Right in there with another big horror comedy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good company for a movie like this to be in, I think.
And the thing is, I would recommend this over half of that, to be honest.
I would recommend this over Zombieland.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. That's kind of tough.
No,
I don't know if I
Not
would.
Black Phone, because I really like that.
I don't know if I would recommend it over Black Phone, but I would probably watch Black Phone less, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I would recommend this more.
Yeah, I'd be more
Uh,
likely to watch this, but I still think Black Phone's a far better film, if that
See,
makes
I'd be more
sense.
likely to watch Black Phone because that got me for some reason. I really liked that
Um,
one.
I don't know if I'd rather watch this over Near Dark.
See, Near Dark's got the nostalgia factor for me, so I'd probably watch Near Dark.
American
But
Psycho.
that, but then again, if I'm watching Near Dark, I know what I'm watching straight after. So yeah,
Winnie the Pooh.
no, the best movie ever. And
Halloween.
then what?
Halloween.
I'd probably watch it around about Halloween. Yeah,
Nice. Anyways, but yeah, no, you know what? That's a really, really high fucking score for this movie. I'm really pleased that it's ended up that high on the leaderboard. Don't forget though, when Candy's back next week, she will have the opportunity to throw her hat in the ring as well and slightly alter where this movie potentially is going to come. So there is still that to happen to it as well. I think Candy's going to like this.
I hope she does.
I hope she does. I know sometimes, I think she can be sometimes a bit picky about her horror comedies.
Yeah,
But I think she's gonna really like this. I hope, like I say, same as you. I hope she does anyway. But that's gonna do it for this week's show. Up next on the podcast, like I said, Candy will be back, and it is Candy's pick, and we're talking about Grindhouse. We're doing Planet Terror and Death Proof. I'm really excited to talk about these because you know what, like I've never reviewed these movies before. It's been a long time since I've watched them. I'm really excited to
yeah.
talk about this.
I seen it in the double feature as well, so
Yeah,
I seen it like that.
yeah.
So yeah, with the weird adverts in the middle that end up becoming a movie, Machete and what was the other one? Forgotten the other ones that were adverts.
There was another one, and I can't for the
Yeah,
life of me. I looked it up before we came on air, and I can't remember which one it was now. I'm gonna quickly look it up again because it'll bug me. Was it Thanksgiving? No, Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo with a Shotgun. That's it.
It was Hobo with a Shotgun. Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to reviewing this. I think that's going to be a really nice, interesting discussion. Um, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's what's coming up next week. Just want to say, obviously, as well, a big thank you to everyone who's been downloading and listening to our episodes over the past week or so. Obviously, we took a big break there during March. And you guys have come back and given us some really good numbers for our latest episode and over the past week or so. So thank you very much to everyone who's been doing that as well. Don't forget, if you would like to support this podcast across our social media platforms, we're on X at Damn Podcast. Facebook and Instagram is Pod of the Damned. You can email us at podofthedamned@gmail.com, and you can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/Pod of the Damned. Nico, thank you once again for joining me.
Thank you for having me on again.
No problem at all. And as we said, we'll be back next week. Candy will be back next week. But until then, and until next week on Pod of the Damned, just remember, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you
You're
don't.
damned if you don't.
Dick.